All right. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys this Wednesday? It is Wednesday, December 15th, 2021. It's hump day. Hope everybody is enjoying their work day. It's getting close to the weekend. How are you this morning, Shane?
Good. A little wind blown, but all right.
So, just in case in case Shane just all of a sudden disappears, he said the wind's blowing so hard that if it picks up much more, it could very well take his power out. So if Shane just goes black all of a sudden, uh, it could be because he has no power. So you got a backup generator, Shane?
Yeah, I'll have to go dig it out. I got a couple of them here, but yeah, like I said, wind's supposed to get up to 80, 85 mile an hour. So, and they're well over 50-mile-an-hour gusts now. So, and they're pretty
All right, Shane.
consistent.
Well, this is the news section of the morning, not the weather section.
Ah, shit.
So so
All
so
right. Well,
maybe
thank you. I'll see y'all
maybe
later.
maybe I'll start doing the news and we'll have Shane do the weather. We'll have Captain Finger as the weatherman. We can put one of those wind flags on your finger and see which way the wind is blowing how hard.
There you go.
So is it just wind or is it going to be ice, snow, rain?
No, it's actually probably 50, 55 degrees out there. With the wind, it's probably got it cooled down to about 40, but it's bright and sunny here.
Hmm,
We haven't had any snow yet, which is unusual.
that's crazy. Well, let's get in the news real quick. I got a lot to talk about. Actually, have you checked stock market this morning, Shane?
No, I was going to do a lot of that, but I just haven't got around to it. Been a little busy. I'm probably going to turn my camera black while I move over and open up my other screen so I can see some of the other headlines that's going on. But
Yeah, I guess stock market is down this morning. So something to pay attention to. I got a call this morning about it. Plus, I just talked to another gentleman on the phone a few minutes ago, and he's paying attention to the stock market right now too. Um, Listen, the stock market fluctuates. I just thought I'd throw that out there that it is down. Take a look at it. Pay attention. That's all I'm saying. Smart stock market is down. So I want to start off with this. I want to start off with you guys know who I'm going to talk about, who said this, uh, or who actually made this happen in his presidency. Promises made and promises kept, right? 4 years of promises made and promises kept. Everything that he tried to do on the campaign trail and promised us, he tried to make happen. I won't say that he was 100% effective. I don't think anyone can be, but I can tell you for the most part, it was very high percentage. Would you agree, Shane? Probably the highest percentage out of any president of all time. Would you agree?
yeah, I actually would.
Okay. Well, here's one for you. Puddin' Pop refuses to extend student loan relief, and some liberals are lashing out at him and saying, "I regret voting for Pudding Pop lying ass."
Yeah,
And
he's
that
got.
was
Go ahead.
that was one of the campaign promises from not only him but from every Democrat on stage as the campaign of 2019 fired off. They all promised that school was going to be free. Uh, there was going to be student loan forgiveness and you know free everything. So it looks like he's kind of backpedaling on his word. The Biden administration announced that the pause in the student loan payments over the pandemic will end. Many liberal voters lashed out angrily at Democrats. Student loan payments will begin again on February 1st of 2022. White House press secretary circled back. Peppermint Patty confirmed Friday that Puddin' Pop administration would not seek to extend the pause on the student loan. So they haven't kept any promises other than the promise of taking America down. They're doing a good job about that.
Well, and the Great Uniter.
And the Great Uniter. Great Uniter.
Yeah, everything else has been a blatant lie.
Absolutely. So, do you want to comment more on that, or you want me to go to the next little headline that I got here?
Well, we've said it a million times. Just everything they say they're going to do, just go, okay, just take the exact opposite, and that's what happens.
Absolutely. So here's one. North Korea publicly executes people caught watching K-pop, forces their families to look on. So I was curious about that. So I started reading more about what is the K-pop. North Korea has publicly executed at least 7 people in the past decade caught watching or distributing K-pop videos from South Korea, a human rights group said Wednesday as part of new report investigating state-sanctioned killings under the our leader Kim Jong-won, whatever his name is. So there's human rights videos out there that people are, they're videoing some of these executions, and these videos are getting out. And so if anybody's caught watching that, then they're in some deep trouble. So,
well,
it's probably
like,
not a country I'd want to live in.
Well, like Potatoes says, it ain't as bad as the Georgians.
It's true.
He said
that was his comment. You are correct. He did make that comment.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. announces diplomat boycott of Beijing Olympics, citing ongoing genocide and crimes against humanity in Yangjing, or however you pronounce that name. So it looks like finally maybe the United States might stand up and say something about that. Your thoughts on that, Shane?
They ain't going to say shit. They're not going to say nothing about it. They're not going to boycott it because the Americans are in it, but yet, I don't know. It's a screwed up mess too.
I remember when the Olympics used to be something fun to watch. Now it seems like it's getting more and more political. And I'm getting to where I don't. It's kind of like football or any of the other sports. I just don't watch anymore. If they're going to use that to politicize anything, I'm checking out. So the U.S. will engage in diplomatic boycott of the 2022 Beijing Olympics in response to China's outgoing genocide and crimes against humanity and other human rights abuses, White House press secretary circled back announced on Monday. So that's about, I think I agree with you, Shane. I think that's probably about as far as they're going to take it. I don't think it's going to go any further than that. I think it's just one of those, hey, we're going to say this to try to look like we care, which I don't think they care. I don't think they care at all.
It's all lip service. They just another distraction point.
Yep, absolutely. How about this one? Busted. Adam Shifty Shift appears to fake evidence in text messages at the January 6th committee. It states Representative Adam Shifty Shift, Democrat from California, appears to have doctrinated evidence that he cited in Monday evening's hearing at the January 6th committee, just as Shifty Shift infamously did during the impeachment investigation into President T in 2019. So caught with the hand in the cookie jar yet again, caught red-handed, lying, making false evidence up. And what happens, Shane? Does anything happen to these guys? Because it sure doesn't seem like anything happens to me. And of course, everybody talks about, oh, it's a clone. It's not the same person. He's been gone. It's right there in front of you, folks.
Well, they have a clause. Anything they say on that floor, they can't be persecuted for it. Did you know that?
I did know that. Yes.
As long as they're on their way to or from that floor, even if it's on their way home, they cannot be persecuted for what is said. Now, if they go to a TV station and do it on a weekend, that's a different story. So these people are running around making up all this crap, and right there on the floor. Something needs to be changed about that. He needs to be able to be prosecuted for that. He said, no one's above the law. And I'm thinking, buddy, you better remember that crap right there.
It is two sets of rules in our society, Shane. We talk about it all the time. There's one set for the elite and the politicians and another set of rules for us. And they definitely do not abide by anything that they, these lawmakers, they make the laws. They pass the laws. It goes to law enforcement to enforce it, and they enforce those laws on us, but not themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's pretty good at making up crap, and he's pretty good at leaking information. So, what do you do about it? I know about it, but
here's one that kind of.
Well, here we go.
This headline here kind of surprised me just a little bit. Democrat Governor Phil Murphy admits Americans are sick of the diapers and the vacation mandates. But that's as far as it goes. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy said Wednesday that Americans are tired of the overbearing Big C restrictions. So what's he going to do about it? Is he going to back his citizens of the state of New Jersey? Is he going to stand up for them? Or is he just opening his pie hole there and putting out something that is meaningless? We all know we're sick of it. But when are you going to stand up and do the right thing?
Just more lip service. They're bumping their gums for no reason.
That's what most of them do, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, here's I got 3 more left, and I want to get to something that you and I discussed off air this morning. The last 2 headlines I want to talk about. I want people to listen to it, look at it, and listen to it, and tell me what you think. But this one here is 109 Republicans call on Nancy Pelosi to pass legislation to nullify the Puddin' Pops vacation mandate. Over 100 Republican lawmakers led by Representatives Fred Keller, Republican for Pennsylvania, and Darrell Issa, Republican for California, sent a letter to the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Tuesday urging her to consider legislation which already passed in Senate to nullify President Pudding Pop's vacation mandate on millions of American workers. Your thoughts on that, Shane? Is it going to go anywhere?
Probably not. Darrell Issa out of California. He's, in my books, he ranks right up there with Jim Jordan and Devin Nunes. He's probably, and Trey Gowdy and Jason Chavez. I kind of liked him. I liked that he stepped out and quit when all the others did, when Trey Gowdy and Jason did. But then he ended up running back in again, so I don't know what the thoughts were. But I like Darrell Issa. He's a good guy. He's always on the up and up. But I really don't think this is going to go anywhere.
Yeah, it's just more lip service. It's the Republicans posturing, but we know that the Republicans don't have a backbone anyway, so they can posture all they want until they get serious about this stuff. I can't believe that this is going to go anywhere. But
they're overruled at every turn anyway,
and it's just to appease the pissed off Americans, right? Mm-hmm. All right, here's the final 2. These are the 2 that I'd like your guys' opinion on. So find them. You can find them out there in social media. Listen to them, and then give me your opinion on this. You can make comments at the bottom of the video here. So White House released a pre-recorded and edited presidential address from Pudding Pop. Listen to this. The White House took the unusual step of recording and editing an address from Pudding Pop on Tuesday before releasing it into the public. And what that video is, what that address is, it's today is the anniversary, I believe, of Sandy Hook. And so he went on the White House stage. He made an address, a speech. He talked about how horrible it was, how he remembers that he was VP when it happened, and that we need to do something about this. First of all, it's just it's posturing to come after our Second Amendment for sure. It's just another one of those things that they're trying to put out there. They're trying to remind us of how horrible that was and how we need to restrict our gun laws. But what I noticed in the speech was the slurring that is now coming from his lips. They are putting up caption because it's hard to understand him at times, and he's slurring. And I know he did before. I know he rambles. I know he kind of bleeds words together in a sentence and blah, 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 kind of type of thing. But what I notice is it seems, and I'm going somewhere with this, folks. So hold on here a second. It just seems like it's getting even worse. So the next headline I want to talk about real quick is this one, that he may try to keep a promise in campaign that he made on the campaign. Pudding Pop renews promise for police reform in the midst of a national crime wave. President Pudding Pop renewed his pledge Tuesday in pursue police reform and criminal justice reform, even as violent crime surges across the nation and Democrat leaders are trying to back away from earlier pledges to defund the police. Now, this speech, this little thing is only a minute long too, and I listened to it, and it's more of the same. A lot of slurring of words, incoherency. So that leads me to my question to you, Shane. How long do you think it's going to take before the Democrat Party decides that they're going to try to possibly enact the 25th Amendment on their own president?
Well, I'm hoping his Christmas break is an extended break for the rest of his time here on Earth. But I figure it's probably going to be shortly after the first of the year. I mean, I can't see him letting go much longer. But back to your Sandy Hook deal, if you listen to one of his comments, I've got a question for you. Is one of his comments was he was cracking down on gun crime. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering, does that mean he throws big ears in prison for Fast and Furious?
Great question. You know the answer to that, just like I do. I guess probably on that same line, probably one of my biggest frustrations of the T administration was the fact that in 2015, when he was campaigning, 2016, when he was campaigning, he made statements of locking her up and putting her in prison. And my frustration of that administration was that was something that never happened, and it was never delivered that I'm aware of. I know a lot of people say that she was, and this, that, and the other, but publicly, I never seen any of that happen. So to answer your question about Pudding Pop prosecuting, indicting, arresting big ears for Fast and Furious, the answer is absolutely no.
I kind of figured that was the answer. I kind of knew that was the answer, but it's just another one of those lip service. That's all it is. It's lip service. They're going to go after you and me for our guns, but not the people that create the gun problems.
Yep.
Guns ain't the problem. People don't realize you can lay a gun there on the floor and it ain't going to kill nobody. The person that picks it up that kills somebody.
Absolutely. I mean, we could have a discussion all day long on what kills people. Cars, knives, bats, you name it, on and on and on and on. But they focus on guns for a reason. We all know that. If you don't know that, the reason is the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is the only thing keeping us free right now. If we didn't have the Second Amendment and we didn't have our guns, we would be a communist country right now. So it's very important that they focus on the Second Amendment and chip away at it as often as they possibly can. They don't care about anything else but taking that from us so that they can control us 100%. So my final thought is don't give up your guns, folks. Don't give up your guns.
Well, the Second Amendment protects the First Amendment.
Absolutely.
You've got to have that First Amendment. You got to have insurance for that First Amendment, and that's the Second Amendment. So.
All right. Well, that's it for today, folks. Thanks for joining us. We got to jam out of here. I hope you enjoyed that little 20 minutes of headlines. Check us out this evening, 8 Eastern, 7 Central on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And also this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern, we will be on Podbean. So check us out over there on Podbean. I think we're up to almost 2,000 subscribers now. We're climbing big. It was a great night last night. Public apology for those of you who could not get in last night. I did not realize that the room was maxed out at 500, and we maxed it out about 10 minutes. It went quick. So check us out over on Podbean this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern, and tonight at 8 Eastern on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Love y'all. Have a great day.